Hello, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. I'm also from Harmony on High Street in Campbelltown, Tasmania. I'm coming to you live now on Wednesday, the 29th of October, and we're going to backdate till Monday, the 27th of October. So this is guidance for the 27th of October, which is in our past. So this will be interesting, up till the Sunday, the 2nd of November, 2025. So we're in Scorpio season and we might be able to feel it. It's pretty intense. So we've slipped into Scorpio season about a week or so ago, and the energy has become very intense and very interesting. So I'm interested to see what the cards come out with today. So anyway, before I pull the cards, I want to thank you for joining me today. I want to send out an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. So I am coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Wednesday, the 29th of October, and the time is 1:17 p.m. here in Australia, or Tasmania anyway. So I trust this video finds you well. What I'm going to be doing is using my Oracle cards. I've got two decks combined. We have Speed of Light Oracle cards combined with my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards, and I've combined these card decks together to make a 110 card deck. So I'll be using this deck to find the best cards that the majority of us need for this week ahead. That is this week in the past, the 27th of October through to the 2nd of November. I do trust that you've been led here for a reason, so I trust something shared will support you at this time. I do recommend that you take on board what does feel right and what does resonate and what fits into your life easily, and let the rest go. Let's think of this as a guide. A guide. All right, what are we going to do here? I'm looking for the best cards for the 27th of October through to the 2nd of November, and I trust that the best cards will find their way to the top of the deck based on the way I choose my cards. I'm confident in the way I choose my cards. So the best cards for this week for the majority of us are these, right? I'm going to lay them face down next to me, so just bear with me a moment. So we've got that. Oh, we've got all all Animal Kingdom Oracle except for one little Speed of Light. So let's grab this card here for Monday and Tuesday, 27th, 28th of October. This is my past. It may not be fully your past yet, but this is a card that should make sense to us because we've already been through this day. It is the Elephant. The Elephant is card 7, and it says family commitments. Family commitment. So this is highlighting the energy of the family, especially over Monday and Tuesday. There might be changes in the family, things highlighted in the family, things happening in the family. So there's a family kind of bubble around at the moment, early in the week. Also, the Elephant reminds us to keep going the distance. So there is this sense that some of us may be having that we're hopefully in for the long haul, although some of us may have felt over the last couple of days that we want to give up, that we're tired, that we've had enough, that we can't go the distance. So there's this sort of energy that's been around as well. So the Elephant reminds us that we can go the distance. We have signed up for the marathon, not for the sprint, even though we might be ready to close the door or end that thing, that we might have been feeling that the last couple of days. So the Elephant is a great reminder. We can do this. We have the stamina, the determination, the desire, and hopefully the support to be able to see this thing through, to go the distance, to walk the marathon. We don't even have to run the marathon. We can walk. So this is a long haul. This is a long journey. This is a long time that we're committing to. It's not a short-lived thing. So we can keep hopeful that things are going to potentially improve if things have been a bit difficult lately, and trust and know that we can go the distance, that we're here for the long haul. Okay, next is Wednesday. That's today, my time. Wednesday, the 29th of October. Animal Kingdom Oracle card. Hi, Carol. We have the Spirit Dragon, card 26. It says heightened energy. This is the most powerful card in the entire deck of 110 cards. So it's come up for Wednesday. So this is showing very favourable energy for Wednesday. We might be feeling heightened. We might be transforming things. We might be moving from a low place to a high place by the time we get to the end of the day. We might start dragging our feet, and by the end of the day we might feel quite elevated. There's an energy of abundance around as well, potentially for Wednesday, especially as we sort out the clutter and get things into perspective, perhaps get focused on the things we need to focus on. Then it's like something clicks into place and we have this potential uplift of energy. So heightened energy. This is the energy of rise. If you follow my categories that I talk about, this is rise, this is upliftment. So we might feel that throughout Wednesday. We might feel it for a moment. We might feel it for the day. We might find it ripples out into the days around it. But there is an uplifting feeling. This also reminds us that our loved ones in spirit are close by, and we may be feeling them lately, especially around Wednesday. So let's keep going. Let's keep ourselves energized. Let's keep ourselves focused as we can. Thursday, the 30th of October, is another Animal Kingdom Oracle. Hi, Renee. This is the Sea Eagle again. I think this has come up the last couple of weeks. It's card 29 for the 30th, and it says reconnection. So this card reminds us that Thursday especially, or around this time, because this card just keeps coming up, around this time is an important time of reconnecting and plugging back into the things that are important to us. So whether that is reconnecting with ourselves, if we've been feeling disconnected or a bit off lately, we might want to use time on Thursday to plug back in, reconnect, take some deep breaths, do a few things that are nourishing and supportive for us. Maybe it's reconnecting in relationships. Maybe there are people we need to reach out to or reconnect with or stay connected with. Maybe there's conflicts, that a tenseness between us and others that needs resolving. Or this could also mean reconnecting in our life. What do we want to do with our life? Where are we going? What does our path look like? What does our future look like or feel like? Where are we at now in our life? And how is that feeling for us? Do we need to make some changes? Do we need to make some adjustments perhaps on our life's path itself? And also this card's about reconnecting to spirit. So reconnecting to our spiritual energy and the spirituality that's important to us, that we have molded and shaped to be personal. I think our spiritual connections are personal. So how do you personally connect spiritually? And are you nourishing and nurturing those things? Do they need some attention? Especially around Thursday. And coming off the back with the Spirit Dragon, that would also maybe emphasize that area just a little bit more. Reconnecting with spirit, reconnecting with our spirituality, meditating, journal writing, going to church, stepping into nature, whatever it is that we like to do that feeds our soul, as feeds our spirit. How can we make time for these things? We can be thinking about, I must do this, I must do that. But reconnecting with it means that we're looking at, okay, how can I make time for this? What do I need to actually do to bring this into my life again? That kind of thing. So the Sea Eagle, very much about reconnecting with the things or the aspects of ourselves, our life, our relationships that have been feeling disconnected lately. So that's for Thursday. Friday, this is the last day of October, and the only Speed of Light Oracle card we have for now, hi Chris, is this. It's purification, card 8. I'm not surprised this card has come up. Purification, cleanse, detoxification, and toxins. Have you been feeling the toxins around? Have you been feeling the negativity? Have you been standing in the waves, just being pounded by wave after wave, after wave after wave? So there's this energy around as well. And with this pounding of energy, these things that just keep happening, these really strange, surprising, shocking things that we're just trying to wrap our head around, with this energy comes a requirement to let go. But we might not be quite ready to let go now, but maybe by the 31st, as we wind up the month, we might feel a surge or a rush or an inspiration, a desire to cleanse and clear and let go. It does feel like purging and clearing is really valuable at the moment, but we might have other things on our mind, so it might not be something that's an immediate choice, if you like. So we might have things to sort out that we're thinking through at the moment first, and then letting go of the remnants of that, or the toxicity of what we're trying to figure out. Why did that happen? What on earth is going on here? You know, these types of kind of puzzling questions that we have. We may want to sort of come to terms with the reality of things before we actually feel ready to let go. Otherwise, we don't know what we're letting go of, because it's all just like airtime. So letting go and being willing to let go, being willing to shift things. And one of the most powerful affirmations I've found is, I am willing to change. And it's very simple, but it's extraordinarily powerful. Because sometimes, I could even probably say often, we hold on to things without realizing it. We might hold on to expectations we have with certain people or certain situations, expectations we put on ourselves. We might put pressure on others, pressure on ourselves. We might be holding on for some reason. Maybe we don't want to hurt another person. Maybe we're holding back because we can't really say what we want to say. It could be all sorts of reasons. So we hold on, and when we hold on, we're not allowing things to change and move. We're not allowing things to improve. So by saying to ourselves this very simple yet powerful affirmation, I am willing to change, it sort of opens something up in us. It opens something up and allows maybe an energy to come in and shift things out for us that we didn't realize we were holding on to. So let's be willing to change. Let's be willing to let go, especially of the things that maybe we can't make sense of by the time we get to Friday. It's like, I've been thinking about this and I still don't understand it. I don't know why. For whatever reason, maybe we're not meant to know why. So can we let it go so it doesn't have a hold over us? That holding energy, when we're holding on to something too tightly, it's actually a stagnation. So it stagnates, it stops the energy from moving. So things become bottled up, things become backed up also within us, emotionally, mentally, maybe even physically. So when we hold on, we're creating an energy of stagnation, because all the energy wants to do is move. It's like emotions want to be in motion. Energy wants to move. So through communication, figuring things out, moving, feeling, expressing ourselves, all these things are ways of helping get the energy moving and keep it moving. It wants to move. Energy wants to move. So if you're feeling stuck or stagnant, then the affirmation, I am willing to change, may help unblock whatever's stuck in there. So that's for Friday. So Saturday, the 1st of November, we have an Animal Kingdom Oracle card, and it is card 1. I love this. Card 1 for the 1st of November, which would be my dear grandmother's birthday. And funny, because she would be 101 on the 1st of November if she was still here. So we've got card 1, the Stallion. This is a highly motivating card. It says untie yourself. Let your wild spirit be free. So again, where are you feeling held down, held back, tied up? Where are you feeling restricted or restrained or constricted? Where are you feeling stuck? And what can you do to free yourself? So this is an untying of this. So again, we're looking further at this hold, stuck energy. How can we free ourselves? What do we need to do to get things moving? Do we need to say something? Do we need to clear the air? Do we need to just let it go? Do we need to close the door on this? Do we need to write a letter to this person we just can't get out of our mind because of whatever happened? And not give it to that person, but just get it out of our own head and out of our hearts. Maybe burn it or something like that, so we can get things released and get things moving, get things going. Things feel like we're walking in mud at the moment. So it feels like we're trying to move, but we're almost up to our hips in mud. And it's very hard to move. Like, it's a lot of energy to try and get things done as well. We might not even be feeling as productive as we could be because we're trudging through mud. So how can we get out of that? How can we step out of that mud that we've been carrying along with us? What do we need to do to untie ourselves? In many ways, this is a mindset. So it could be a shift in our mind, a new sense of determination, of hope, of faith, of positivity, of purpose. What am I going to do now? What's next on my list? Giving ourselves some incentives and some mental things to focus on to get our body moving, and our emotional energy will come along with the ride too, especially if we're believing in what we're wanting to do or believing in what our list is, believing in what we're going for. Then we have an emotional backing with that mental energy, and then the physical body also moves in. So highly motivated, moving energy here, and it seems to be a bit of a theme actually around this transition from October to November, is getting energy moving. And now here we've got Sunday the 2nd of November, which is another Animal Kingdom Oracle cards, and it is the Black Panther. So we've got the Black Stallion, the Stallion here. The Black Panther is card 30, and it says, find acceptance. I really feel acceptance is the key to healing. And letting go is part of the journey of healing. Finding new angles, new perspectives, new thoughts to support our movement forward is part of healing. But until we find a true acceptance, we're still carrying stuff from this, what happened or whatever it was that we're carrying. So finding acceptance, it seems like this is a really powerful time for healing and to find an acceptance about the things that we can't change about ourselves, the things that we can't change about others, the acceptance of whatever happened in the past, if we're ready for that, the acceptance that our loved one perhaps isn't here in the physical with us anymore. And it's hard to find acceptance, and we won't find it till we're ready. And sometimes if it's a really fresh new thing, it's almost impossible to find acceptance at that time. So if it's a really new thing for us and it's raw and it's at the forefront of our mind and it hurts in our heart, then acceptance, it might not be the right time for us yet to find that. But if it's something from decades ago, if it's something about ourselves that we're understanding it a little bit more deeply, that maybe I'm not that person I thought, I'm not that whatever it is, or I am that person that I am, I don't know, but maybe this realization about ourselves that we can accept. I accept the sound of my voice because it's my voice, it's who I am. Even if I don't particularly like it, I accept that it is me. I wouldn't want to change it because my voice and the vibration of my voice is an expression of who I am. So I need to accept that. The way I paint, the way I make, is who I am, and that's developing and evolving, hopefully, as I create more. I get more practice and I get more improved and my voice becomes clearer in my arts. So there are parts about ourselves, could even be our physical appearance, that perhaps we're too self-critical about. So finding an acceptance, I accept myself for who I am. I accept you for who you are. It's like it takes out that element of wanting to change something. Oh, I accept myself, but I don't like my nose. Or I accept you, except for when there's like conditions attached. So it's not really an acceptance. So an acceptance is a finding healing, finding peace without conditions. And it is, I think, the final stage of healing is acceptance. It's really powerful. So we've been reminded early November on Sunday, later in the weekend, to find acceptance if we're ready to. So how can we find acceptance of what happened or who we are or who that person is? Where does that fit for you in your life? So there are our cards for this week. I am going to pull a theme card in just a moment. Before I do, though, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. If you'd like to learn more about my cards that I've used today, I've used my Animal Kingdom Oracle and my Speed of Light. They are sold separately, so you can work with them on their own, or you can work with them combined, like I like to do. It's lots of fun, but check them out on my website if you're interested at templeofbalance.com.au. I've got my next online events coming up, must be next week. So we're doing a card reading club and our theme is now. So it's going to be very interesting to explore. And we're also hosting my next online art class on Friday. I think might be the 11th. Friday the 11th, but our theme, we're doing an animal series theme at the moment. So our next animal is the wolf. We're going to be looking at the wolf as a power animal and looking at the medicine of wolf and what wolf can offer and support us with at this time. So that's next week. So you can learn more about them on my website too. All right, let's grab the best theme card. The theme card will help bring this whole week together and help us see the bigger picture from the 27th of October through to the 2nd of November 2025. We'll be saying 2026 soon. It's just flying by. Okay, so theme energy is definitely a lot of healing, reconnection as well coming in. Okay, the best theme card for the majority of us is this. It's a Speed of Light Oracle card. Not surprising. We've got the turtle and he's a featured card. He has further instructions here which say to take the bottom card from the deck. So that's easy. Speaking of wolves, we have the wolf from the Speed of Light Oracle. So these two cards have come up together for a reason for the theme. Let's look at them separately first. This is card 45. Card 44 and 45. Interesting. Card 45, Turtle Dreaming. Down here it says serious, clarification, concentrate, and specific. This guy means business. He wants us to get serious, to stop making excuses, to stop distracting ourselves, and get focused, concentrate, and get serious on our dreams. He's carrying a dream catcher here. Get serious on our dreams, our plans for the future. Sometimes our future is tomorrow, if we can't think that far ahead, depending on what we've got going on. Sometimes our future is in the next year or the next couple of years. So depending on where we are and what we're dealing with, our future can be as close as tomorrow. So what is it that's going on for you? What have you been distracting yourself with? And how can you concentrate or focus on getting serious about your dreams or your goals or where you're going or what you need to do now to set yourself up for the future and where you're going. So it comes up with the Wolf. The Wolf is card 44, and it says instincts, moon, cycles, flow, and trust. This is talking about cycles. In fact, I don't think this card's come up for a while, this particular Wolf, but it talks about cycles and phases that we go through in life. So there are many different cycles and phases. We've got little ones happening all the time. We've got larger ones. And then we've got big cycles and phases. They're like chapters that we go through in our life. So this is highlighting that there's something going on this week that's probably winding up a chapter or starting a chapter, or we're transitioning through a chapter. Maybe we're thinking about a big change in our life that's going to close this chapter, maybe that we're going through now, and open up a new chapter. Maybe we've recently opened a big new chapter in our life. So this is highlighting these phases and these cycles that we go through, that we move through all the time. Like the sun moves through its cycles, the seasons move through the cycles, the stars move through their cycles, we move through cycles too. So what's cyclic for you now? What chapter, where are you at with this chapter in your life? And with this card too, we're being encouraged to trust in the flow of things. Trust in the flow, trust in our instincts as well. So let's be careful this week that we're not overthinking things, overcomplicating things, maybe clouding things with our own wounds and distorted viewpoint. Let's make sure our insecurities and wounds aren't affecting how we see things or how we see others. We want to make sure we are seeing things as clearly as they are, so as clearly as things can be. So let's trust in the cycles and flow and the changes that we're going through at the moment, and let's get serious about them. Let's get serious about the cycles and changes we're experiencing and where we're at in that process. And also let's get serious about trusting our instincts and trusting the flow and the movement of our life. It feels like with these particular cards that there is a potential this week for things to become unstuck, and like something that's been backed up, something that's been blocked or stuck for us, will probably start to move. We'll probably start getting answers to things. Things might start happening that have been in limbo. The elephant in the room will probably be revealed. Speaking of elephant, which we had before, the elephant in the room. So, you know, it's uncomfortable and confronting facing these sorts of things. But in many ways, it's an opportunity for us to align further with the truth of things, to get things moving in the direction that they need to be going, that is in alignment with our highest truth. So they're our theme cards. Thanks so much for connecting today. Have a fantastic week, and I'll be back again to share with you on Monday. I will be over on my YouTube channel, Temple of Balance, on YouTube tomorrow and Friday for our Patreon healing events. So I might see you there. If not, hopefully I'll see you next week. Take care of yourself, and goodbye for now.